Hey guys, this is Miss Youngblood bringing you today's algebra session. Before we get started with the math content, I do want to go over a few things. So just make sure that you keep in mind that we're going to be switching to Zoom beginning tomorrow, Friday, May 8th. The Zoom link is posted on Google Classroom. And also make sure that you are adhering to the daily schedule. Keep in mind, today was the last day of official classes for the week. Tomorrow you have office hours, so if there are any teachers that you did not check in for this week, please make sure you check in with them tomorrow throughout the day, and stop into their office hours if you have specific questions and you want some face-to-face interaction. Also, Monday is an A day, so we have 1A from 9 to 10:30 and 3A from 12 to 1:30. So make sure you're checking in with those teachers, going to those class sessions at those appointed times. Today's topic for this week is double distribution. So we're focusing on distributing binomials, and we're going to be focusing on using the area method. So for our first example, we're just going to look at this visual representation of what it means to distribute. I'm going to copy this over to my sketchpad, and we're actually going to switch to my sketchpad. So this is the first example that I just copied over from Khan Academy. As I was saying, this visual representation is just showing us how we can multiply two binomials. So we talked about monomials when we have one term. A binomial has two terms or two parts to it. So this first part of the problem that we're simplifying, x plus 6, is represented here along this length of the rectangle. The other part that we're multiplying is x plus 5. As you can see here, it's along this length of the rectangle. So what we're asked to do is x plus 6 times x plus 5. And we can do that using these boxes. So this first box, to find the area of this whole thing, so to show this multiplication or this distribution, we're finding the area of this whole thing by finding the area of these specific parts. So to find this area here, we're going to multiply this length x by this length x. So x times x is going to get us x squared. And we learned about that when we were talking about exponents. Remember, exponents are telling us how many times we are multiplying something together. So we're multiplying x by x, so that answer is just 2x, or x squared, excuse me, x squared. In this part of the rectangle, this pink area here, to find this area, we're going to do this 6 times this x. So this area is going to be 6x. This green area down here is going to be this length 5 times this length x. So this area is going to be 5x. And this area here is going to be this 5 times this 6. So this area is going to be 30. So to actually simplify this multiplication, we just add all these terms together and take a look at what we can actually combine. So to find the total area, we would do x squared plus 6x plus 5x plus 30. As we know from our previous session, we can only combine like terms. So the only like terms we have are the 5x, and the 6x, because they both only have an x. We can't combine x squared and 6x, for example, because this term has x squared and this term has x. So the variable has to be the same in order to combine the coefficients. We're going to combine these with addition. So our final answer for this problem should be x squared plus 11x plus 30. So let's switch back to Khan Academy and type that in. So we said we had x squared plus 11x plus 30 for that answer. Our next problem is very similar, so give me a moment while I paste that into our sketchpad. So in our sketchpad, again, we're being asked to find the area of this rectangle, and finding the area of this rectangle is a way of representing the multiplication x plus 4 times x plus 2. So we're representing the multiplication of these two binomials with this rectangle by finding its area. To find its area, we're going to find the area of each of the smaller parts. So this small blue part here, to find its area, we're going to multiply x by x. So x times x gets us x squared. To find the area here of this pink part, we're going to do 2x. To find the area here of this green part, we're going to do 4x. And to find the area here of this orange part, we're going to do 4 times 2, which is going to get us 8. So now if we write it all out, we're going to have x squared plus 4x plus 2x plus 8. We can combine the 4x and 2x because they are like terms. They both have an x, so that gets us 6x. So we have x squared plus 6x plus 8 is going to be our final answer for this problem. Let's go ahead and switch back and type that in. So we said we had x squared plus 6x, just one, plus 8. So now for this third problem and the fourth problem for this set, I'm actually just going to do it here in this screen. Again, if you need additional help with the boxes, you can feel free to reach out to me. So again, we're multiplying for this one, x plus 9 times x plus 2. This area here is x times x, which is going to get us x squared. This area here is 9 times x, so that's going to get us 9x. This area here is 2 times x, so that's going to get us 2x. And this area here is 2 times 9, so that's going to get us 18. Again, we have our like terms, 9x plus 2x. So when we combine those, we are going to get 11x. So our final answer for this third problem is x squared plus 11x equals 18. In our next problem, we are asked to find the area of this rectangle. So that means we are multiplying x plus 1 by x plus 8. So the area of this upper blue box is x times x. So that's going to be x squared. The area of this pink box is 1 times x. So this area here is going to be plus 1x. The area of this green box is 8 times x. So this area here is going to be plus 8x. And the area of this orange, 8 times 1, is going to get us plus 8. So again, we can combine our like terms to simplify this. 8x plus 1x is going to get us 9x. So we have x squared plus 9x plus 8 for this answer. All right. So again, you're not given that specific assignment in Khan Academy. We're now going to take the time to actually go over your specific assignments in Khan Academy. That was just a brief introduction so that your assignments make a little bit more sense. So the first assignment you should try is multiplying binomials intro. So we'll do 2 of these in the notes, and then I'll walk through the rest here. So with this one, they are going to recommend that you use the box method as we've used before. So I'm going to paste that. Let me get it situated, and I'll come right back. So with these problems, we have to draw our own boxes. So we're going to take the time and draw a box to show the distribution. I'll show you another way without the boxes, and you can decide which way works best for you. So we're still going through the same process. We want to label our sides of the rectangle using these factors. So x minus 3 is going to go along one side, x negative 3, and x minus 4 is going to go along the other side, x negative 4. So then we're just going through the same process we went through in this problem, figuring out the areas of these smaller boxes. So this box right here is x times x. X times x is going to be x squared. This box right here is negative 4 times x. Negative 4 times x is going to be negative 4x. This box right here is negative 3 times x. Negative 3 times x is just negative 3x. And this box right here is 12. Negative 3 times negative 4 is 12. So then we can write out our terms. X squared minus 4x minus 3x plus 12. And combine our like terms, which are the negative 4x and negative 3x, because they both only have one x. So this is going to simplify to x squared minus 7x plus 12. And that is going to be our final answer for that problem. Let's switch back to Khan Academy and type that in. So we had x squared minus 7x plus 12. Nice. So the rest of the problems, let me do one more. So we'll do one more in the notes. Actually, these are very similar to the other ones we did, so we're just going to go through this as is on the screen. So again, if we had our box drawn, we would have x squared for one of them. So if you want to try it in the boxes, you can, and make sure you get the right answer, or you can just work on your problems. So we'd have x squared in one of the boxes, and then we'd be doing minus 2x in another one of the boxes, and then minus 6x should be another one of our boxes, and then so these will be the 4 terms you have in the boxes. Again, you can draw it out if you want to. So we want to combine our like terms. We have negative 2x minus 6x, which is going to get us negative 8x plus 12 for this one. This problem, we're doing x plus 4 times x plus 6. So one of our boxes should be x squared, another one should be 4x, another one should be 6x, and the other one should be plus 24. So again, if you draw out the boxes, these should be the 4 areas that you're going to have, so you can double check that, and then combine your like terms. So x squared plus 4x would get you 10x. Nice. So that is your first assignment. Your second assignment is also only 4 problems. So I will do 2 of these examples and add them to the notes. So again, this is just the example that I took straight from Khan Academy. You want to start by labeling your rectangles with the dimensions. So one side should be 5n minus 5. So on this side, we can put 5n minus 5. Another side is going to be this part, 2 plus 2n. So now we need to show this distribution by finding the area of this rectangle, and I will show another method you can use as well for this particular problem. So 5n times 2 is going to get us 10n. 5n times 2n is going to get us 10n squared, and then 2 times negative 5 is going to get us negative 10. And then this last one, 2n times negative 5, they meet here, so this is going to be negative 10. So our 4 terms from the box are going to be 10n plus 10n squared minus 10 minus 10n. So if we look here, we actually do have 2 like terms still, so our 2 like terms are 10n and negative 10n. So when we do that math, when we combine 10n minus 10n, these actually cancel. 10 minus 10 is 0, so those n's cancel out. So for this final answer, you should have 10n squared minus 10. So that's this final answer using the box method. I'm going to go through this problem again using another method. So I'm going to keep this here so you guys can see it, but I'm going to show you another method that is common to use when multiplying 2 binomials. So again, this is the problem we're on. The method I'm going to show you is called FOIL. So we have F. Let me write it in black. Probably be. So I'm not even doing colors. So we have F O I L, and really all this is double distribution. So we're going to use this acronym to make sure that we distribute this 5n to both of these terms and this negative 5 to both of these terms. It's the same process we're going through with the boxes. You just don't have to draw the boxes if that method is confusing for you. So the F stands for first. The F stands for first, and that just means that we're going to multiply or distribute the first term of one binomial to the first term of the other. So first is the F term. So to show that, that would simply be 5n times 2, which we know is 10n, and we'll simplify those underneath after. The O stands for outer. I feel like I'm spelling that wrong, but you know what I mean, outer. So the outer term, so it looks like outer. Out, O. I think it might be 2 T's. I think it is 2 T's, but we'll keep it like that. So we're distributing, again, the first term of the first binomial to the second term of the second binomial. So we're doing the two outer terms, right? So again, we're just ensuring this 5n gets distributed to the 2 and the 2n. So that second distribution, that outer distribution, is going to be plus 5n times 2n. The next one we have is I for inner. So now we have to take care of this negative 5. So this negative 5 has to go to the 2. That's the inner distribution. So our next multiplication is going to be negative 5 times 2. And our last distribution is the last term to the other last term. So that's the last distribution. So for the last distribution, we would be doing negative 5 times 2n. So then we just want to multiply these. So negative 5 times 2n is negative 10n. It's purple. Negative 5. Actually, just use black. Let's keep it simple. Right now we're just multiplying. So 5n times 2 is 10n. 5n times 2n is plus 10n squared. Negative 5 times 2 is minus 10. And negative 5 times 2n is negative 10n. So then we're going to combine our like terms. Negative 10n times 10n. These cancel to 0. So we get 10n squared minus 10. It's going to be our final answer for that one. And we see we got the same answer, right? Because those 10n still canceled out. So this is another method you can use, FOIL. So just double distribute and you will get the exact same answer. So now we're going to look at this other problem. Again, I'll show you with the box method and then the double distribution method if you like that method better, just so you have one more example of both of those methods. So I'm going to start with the box method. I do believe that's the easiest to understand and visualize what's going on. So we can label this side of the rectangle 6x and 1. Label this top side of the rectangle 1 minus 3x. So again, if I put 6x here, this 1 has to go here because they are together. If I put this 1 here, this negative 3x has to go here. I could have switched these. So this could have been negative 3x plus 1 because I would just be switching the terms and the factor. But this way is fine for writing it too. So to get this first box, we're using 1 times 6x, which gets us 6x. This right box up here is going to be negative 3x times 6x, which gets us negative 18x squared. This bottom left box is going to be 1 times 1, which is going to get us 1. And this bottom right box is going to be 1 times negative 3x, which is going to get us negative 3x. So for this one, we're going to have negative 18x squared plus 6x minus 3x plus 1. Our like terms are the 6x and negative 3x. So that's going to get us 18x squared plus 3x plus 1. So that would be our final answer for that Khan Academy problem. So let's go ahead and switch back over to our browser and type in that 18x squared plus 3x. Ooh, honestly, I forgot what we wrote. Oh, I wrote that wrong. It was negative 18x squared. Not sure why I dropped that negative. Okay. So it should be negative 18x squared plus 3x minus 1. Don't forget that negative sign. Oh no, still wrong? What did I do? Negative 18x squared plus 3x. Oh, plus 1. Why did I do minus 1? Plus 1. My apologies. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so the rest of these are pretty much the same. So I'm just gonna go through it on here just so you can see how you should be typing them in. So usually when I do it in my head, I do use the FOIL method, but the box method is definitely the best way to visualize what's going on. So feel free to set these up in boxes and make sure you're getting the right answers. So if I do 9 times negative m, that's going to get me negative 9m, negative 9m. And then 9 times 9 is going to get me 81. M times negative m is going to be negative m squared. And then for my last term, I'm doing m times 9, which is going to be plus 9m. So these 9m's, negative 9m plus 9m is 0m, so these cancel. This answer would be 81 minus n squared. And for this last example, we have negative a times 5a is going to get us negative 5a squared. For the next one, we're doing negative a times 6, which gets us negative 6a. For the inner terms, we're doing 1 times 5a, so that's plus 5a. And then for the last terms, we're doing 1 times 6, which is plus 6. So then we can combine our like terms. Negative 6a plus 5a is going to just get us negative 1a or negative a. So that would be our final answer for this problem. So that concludes my little tutorial on how to do these next two assignments. If you have not already on Google Classroom, just make sure that you have, well, in Khan Academy, make sure you've completed both of these assignments and your past assignments as well. So the powers, monomials, finding my terms, just make sure you're knocking those out as soon as possible. And on Google Classroom, just make sure for this week you are doing the weekly check-in. So make sure that's getting knocked out as soon as possible as well. That is going to go in the grade book to kind of help your grades for quarter 4. All the work you're doing is only helping your grades. So please make sure you're taking these assignments seriously and trying your best on them. I thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and let me know. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.